What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. Today's show, Lamar Jackson misses practice again. It's another Wednesday, and it is another Wednesday. The Baltimore Ravens out there on that practice field without their QB1. Jonas Shaffer doing what he does best, which is pretty much give every single one of us a heart attack, as he tweeted out at 1:32 when they were reporting for practice and when that first portion was open to the media. Like last Wednesday, Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson is missing at practice, and panic spread over every Ravens fan across the country. It's a pretty lengthy injury report. He was not the only one. Some big names on there as well. Roquan Smith was not at practice today. Rashod Bateman, Kyle Hamilton, Keon Martin, Andrew Voorhees, Ronnie Stanley, Isaiah Likely. So it feels like, Joey, how is this the news that Ravens fans have been waiting on, that they've been wishing for, hoping for? Well, John Harbaugh gives the Baltimore Ravens fans some hope. And not just with Lamar Jackson. We're going to start off with Lamar Jackson, but he also, make sure don't go anywhere, gives some awesome updates on guys like Darius Washington, Tavius Robinson, and maybe teases a little bit of a change at the offensive line, all that coming up and more. But I need you guys to help me get Lamar healthy. Act like it's a video game, okay? Every like is 1 bar of health. And when we get to 1,000 bars of health, that means Lamar Jackson is fully healthy and ready to go. Boom. Hit that like button and help me out. So John Harbaugh spoke after practice, everybody anxiously awaiting what he had to say. First question he got asked was, Lamar Jackson, what's going on? Second straight Wednesday practice he's missed. And he said Lamar's absence today is similar to his absence last week when he was dealing with knee soreness. Harbaugh declined to comment further on his expectations for Jackson's availability. He said, quote, "It is what it is." Now, that end is a little bit vague. I don't love the fact that he ended that saying it is what it is, but I think that also can show you it's probably not very serious if you've got your head coach saying about a quarterback injury, it is what it is, right? It also, I think, is a little bit of a positive note that his absence is similar to last Wednesday's absence, where he missed that practice, but guess where he was on Thursday? Back on the practice field, played on Sunday, was a full go. And that's why, frankly, I am not too worried. If I were worried about anything, it's the fact that it's an ankle injury. Because then that means so far this year he's dealt with a hamstring, a knee, which was last week, and then now his ankle. So that concerns me a bit, but I'm not concerned for his status for Sunday's game against New York or his ability to lead this team for the rest of this season. I do think when you do talk about a Lamar Jackson injury, you can point to one thing and one thing only, and that's the 5 guys that are in front of him. In fact, if you look at the amount of times he's gotten sacked per game throughout his career, this is the highest. Second highest was in 2021, but outside of that year, it's not even close for the other years. 3.2 sacks a game for Lamar Jackson in 2025. That's almost triple the amount from last season. And if I'm being real with you, honestly, I'm down for him not practicing on Wednesdays for the rest of the year. If you just told him, hey, look, Lamar, you're not going to be out there for another Wednesday practice for the rest of this season, I'd say, dude, I support it. Because guess what? I still got faith in him. And he needs the rest. He needs to get healthy. Now, did he have his best game against the Cleveland Browns? No, he didn't. Not by a long shot. I'm actually pretty sure that was the only game in his career where he's thrown 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Now, one of those interceptions was not his fault. It went off the hands of Keaton Mitchell, but still 14 for 25, 193 yards, passer rating of 47.6. Those are not good numbers, but I'm not concerned with his play. I'll tell you that right now. I never have been, and frankly, I probably never will be. Okay? Again, I think a lot of it is because of this offensive line. I think that's why he's dealing with these injuries, and I think that's why he's not playing up to the standard I think we all expected him, even though he's still having a really good season. Come on. The reason that we should all be concerned if he's going to have a lack of health, and Gage, we don't have to pair these two together, is because of Daniel Faalele, a guy we talked about yesterday. right? This is the reason, and we could just shuffle through these, why you should be concerned with his health. Because he misses blocks, and then that leads to Lamar Jackson getting hit like this, okay? Don't go anywhere. Like I told you in the open, coming up on today's show, I'm going to give you more great news from John Harbaugh on the injury front. Some guys that you should be expecting to see back in Ravens practice jerseys sooner rather than later. What is your concern level with Lamar Jackson's health? Let me know down below. Give me a 1 or 2 100. 100, you're saying like I'm pressing the red panic button. 1, you're saying I'm not losing an ounce of sleep or worrying about this one bit. Let me know your answer in that comment section. So John Harbaugh went on to speak after practice, and he said that Tavius Robinson, who's dealing with a foot injury, and Ardarius Washington, who tore his Achilles back in May, are, quote, getting close. Of course, we know that Ardarius Washington has been out since the spring. Guys, this is phenomenal news on both fronts. For Tavius Robinson, what that means is just more bodies on the defensive line. More bodies in a spot that you desperately need more bodies. Harbaugh spoke today about Trenton Simpson getting more snaps like he did this past Sunday at edge rusher. You need a guy like Tavius Robinson back in the fold. And then for Ardarius Washington, man, I am so excited to watch this guy play Ravens football again. He, to me, breathes the mantra of play like a Raven. He's tough, he's fast, he's physical, and he is a big reason for the defensive turnaround that you saw in 2024. I mean, think back to last season. Sure, it ended solidly. You won a lot of really good games, and of course, you didn't get it done how you wanted to in the playoffs, but your defense had a massive turnaround, and that coincided with a guy like Ardarius Washington being more of a fit in this lineup. Look at the change from weeks 1 through 8 to weeks 9 through 12, and then it even got better at the end of the season. His PFF grades in 2024, he had an 80 overall grade, 8th best safety out of 97 strong safeties in the NFL. His coverage grade, 84.2, 5th best out of 97. His tackle grade, 61.4. It just feels right now, and I get it, it's ironic for a video that started off with Lamar Jackson injury news. It feels like Baltimore's getting healthy at the right time. It feels like they're getting key pieces back as you're about to enter to a stretch where you play a lot of really good football teams. Do you want to continue the good health? If you do, hit that thumbs up button and like today's video for me right now if you have not yet. Boom, like the show. We got more to talk about in just a little bit, but I got to talk about our awesome sponsor of today's show, and that's our friends at Ethos. As you know, my wife Kennedy and I got married a year and a half ago. I imagine we'll buy a house over the next couple of months, start having kids sometime soon-ish, and if something were to happen to me, the last thing I want the people I love to worry about is being able to pay the bills. So I trust Ethos to keep them protected. It's not fun to think about what would happen if something happened, but you do need to be prepared. With life insurance through Ethos, your family is protected. Life insurance is the perfect way to make sure you're covered. You can get your free quote at ethos.com/NFL Daily. That's ethos.com/NFL Daily. There is no complicated process, and it's 100% online. As of March of 2025, Business Insider actually named Ethos the #1 no medical exam instant life insurance provider. Just answer a few health questions and get a quote in as little as 10 minutes. 3 million families have completed their applications and trusted Ethos to help them find the right coverage. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/NFL Daily. That's ethos.com/NFL Daily. Application times may vary and rates may vary. More injury news from John Harbaugh to round out the show. He said that guard Emery Jones has made, quote, excellent progress since returning from shoulder surgery, and that he is, quote, getting close to being ready to play. And this is awesome news. And I find it interesting that he said he's getting close to being ready to play. Maybe that means John Harbaugh is a little bit more keen on the idea of Emery Jones getting some snaps in at right guard or left guard. Because if he just meant like he's getting close to being ready to be like truly active for a game, he would have said, yeah, he's getting ready to, be active. But he said play. Maybe I'm reading a little bit too much into it. Maybe I'm just hopeful and wishfully thinking right now, but if you're going to make the change for me, Jones, I feel like the time is in the next couple of weeks. Look, the Jets defense doesn't scare me. The Bengals defense doesn't scare me. But after that, you play Pittsburgh. You play New England, Green Bay, Pittsburgh again. Like, we talked about this yesterday. If you're planning on getting Emery Jones any kind of playing time over this season, get it going as quickly as you can. That's going to be imperative for his success and the success of this offensive line. But if you don't believe that he should play, and if your plan is not to really get him much playing time, personally, I don't think that's the right decision, but I would not be surprised if you just don't see him at all this year, unless things just even explode more than they have with that front five, namely with Voorhees and Faalele. That's going to do it for today's show. Make sure you guys got me followed on socials, Twitter, Instagram. Same handle for both of those. Made it nice and easy for you. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We give you daily videos. I took over as the host of this channel in August of 2024. So that was what, Gage? Probably, it was approximately like 450 days ago. We've given you way more than 450 videos. That's how locked in we are. That's how locked in you need to be. So make sure